Neil Young taking a look at his life off Spotify, your news update, and social media flying high and crashing hard on this edition of State of the Bands Weekend starting right now. Hello and welcome to Arbitrage State of the Bands Weekend for February 5th, 2022. I'm Joshua Stark. A home along Florida's Gulf Coast will be auctioned off in the upcoming week as a non-fungible token in what is believed to be among the first such transactions in the United States. Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, use a version of the encryption technology employed to secure cryptocurrencies to create one-of-a-kind digital objects. The technology provides digital creations a kind of certificate of authenticity, allowing ownership of something that could otherwise be replicated endlessly. In the case of the four-bedroom home in Gulfport, Florida, California-based real estate technology company Propy will mint the property rights into a digital token and host an online auction with bids starting at $650,000. About the only way the U.S. men's curling team can top its entrance at the Beijing Olympics is by winning another gold medal. Skip John Schuster carried the American flag into the bird's nest for the opening ceremony along with speed skater Brittany Bell on Friday night. Schuster's teammates, including two who were with him when the Americans won their first Olympic curling gold medal 4 years ago, walked in just behind him, arm in arm. Being able to experience that honestly with another athlete and to lead all of Team USA was the biggest honor of my career to this point, said Schuster, a five-time Olympian who also won a bronze at Turin in 2006. Any person convicted of a disruption on board a flight should be added to the national no-fly list, Delta Airlines told the U.S. Department of Justice. In a letter to the Justice Department's Attorney General Merrick Garland, dated Thursday, Delta CEO Ed Bastian said that there should be zero tolerance for any behavior that affects flight safety. Bastian noted that while such incidents of bad behavior represent a small fraction of overall flights on Delta, the rate of incidents on the airline has increased nearly 100% since 2019. This action will help prevent future incidents and serve as a strong symbol of the consequences of not complying with crew member instructions on commercial aircraft, Bastian wrote in the letter furnished to the press by Delta Airlines. A year after former President Trump was banned by Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, a rowdy assortment of newer platforms have lured conservatives with promises of a safe haven free from perceived censorship. While these budding platforms are mounting some ideological competition against their dominant counterparts, they have also become havens for misinformation and hate. Some experts are concerned that they'll fuel extremism and calls for violence even if they have never replicate the success of the mainstream sites. App analytics from Sensor Tower estimate that Parler's app has seen about 11.3 million downloads globally on the Google and Apple app stores, while Getter has reached nearly 6.5 million. That growth has been uneven. Parler launched in 2018 but didn't start picking up till 2020. It saw the most monthly installs in November 2020 when it reached 5.6 million.
It's Thursday night and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This week's State of the Bands blog includes Tesla's Don't Stop, Won't Stop. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are tools for YouTubers? And Royce and I listen to some music, but not on Spotify. All this and more in this week's State of the Bands blog, available now at arbitragetrade.com. Now let's go to the Chief Executive Officer of Arbitrage, Mr. Royce Wells, for more. Royce, have you ordered my Tesla yet?
Not your Tesla. I've actually ordered a Tesla. I have the...
A Tesla.
Yes.
But not my Tesla.
The X, truth be told, the SUV.
Well, turns out that if you get it soon, you might have to turn it back in.
What? All right, talk to me.
Yeah, so basically Tesla is recalling around 55,000 cars, excuse me. Not 55, but 55,000 cars and SUVs because they're...
Oh, you said cars. I thought it was going to stay at cars. I'm like, hey, I should be good, but no SUVs too? All right,
no,
go ahead.
SUVs too. The full line of S3, X, and Y that are out there that can do the full self-driving software.
That's pretty sexy.
Oh, Royce. So recall documents that were posted Tuesday say that Tesla has to recall basically because their cars drive like they're in Memphis and fail to stop at stop signs.
1, 2, 3, red light?
Right.
Ooh, that's not good.
Right. So basically the way it happens is that the rolling stop feature, it's actually a feature, allows vehicles to go through intersections with all-way stop signs at up to 5 miles an hour. That is if there is no traffic along the way, but still that's violating a lot.
That's still, yeah. I'm
A
like,
law.
we can't get away with rolling stops. Cars that are automated shouldn't be able to either.
Yeah, I'd love to try that out here on our streets.
You wouldn't make it. Count to 3.
But then again, a lot of people do, right?
Man, it's dangerous out here. And then add ice and snow, it's over.
Yeah, you roll through those stop signs anyway.
But so is there anything on the horizon for them correcting this, fixing this problem?
So it's going to be a pretty easy fix. It looks like it's going to be an over-the-air type of a firmware update type
That's
thing.
at least reasonable.
But with the NHTSA and Tesla butting heads as they have, this is just yet another notch on NHTSA's gun when it comes to Tesla, unfortunately.
Oh, so are they saying that they're intentionally leaving dangerous cars out there to be driven and basically not taking notice of them and basically not doing what they do, doing their due diligence on them?
Well, that's Tesla's look at it, or the NHTSA's look at it. They're saying, yeah, Tesla just really doesn't want to take responsibility. The overarching thing here is hilarious because you're familiar with artificial intelligence and the fact that the full driving mode has a modicum of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
This is a really nifty thing when it comes to this because you have situations in which the car would have to decide whether a human being could be run over or not.
Hey, in other words, fail fast or fail smart.
Well, see, that's the thing. And we'll stay with this on Arbitrage State of the Bands weekend.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
For teachers at a middle school in New Mexico's largest city, the first inkling of a widespread tech problem came during an early morning staff call. On the video, there were shout-outs for a new custodian for his hard work and the typical announcements from administrators and the union rep. But in the chat, there were hints of a looming crisis. Nobody could open attendance records, and everyone was locked out of class rosters and grades. Albuquerque administrators later confirmed that the outage that blocked access to the district's student database, which also includes emergency contacts and lists of which adults are authorized to pick up which children, was due to a ransomware attack. I didn't realize how important it was till I couldn't use it, said Sarah Hager, a Cleveland middle school art teacher. Cyber attacks like the one that canceled classes for 2 days in Albuquerque's biggest school district have become a growing threat to U.S. schools, with several high-profile incidents reported since last year, and the coronavirus pandemic has compounded their effects. More money has been demanded, and more schools have had to shut down as they scramble to recover data or even manually wipe all laptops. Pretty much any way that you cut it, incidents have been both growing more frequent and more significant, said Doug Levin, director of the K-12 Security Information Exchange, a Virginia-based nonprofit that helps schools defend against cybersecurity risk. Precise data is hard to come by since most schools aren't required to publicly report cyber attacks. But experts say that public school systems, which often had limited budgets for cybersecurity expertise, have become an inviting target for ransomware gangs. The pandemic has also forced schools to turn increasingly toward virtual learning, making them more dependent on technology and more vulnerable to cyber extortion. School systems that have had instruction disrupted includes those in Baltimore County and Miami-Dade County, along with in districts in New Jersey, Wisconsin, and elsewhere. Levin's group has tracked well over 1,200 cybersecurity incidents since 2016 at public school districts across the country. They included 209 ransomware attacks where hackers locked data up and charged to unlock it, 53 denial of service attacks where attackers sabotage or slow a network by taking server requests, 156 Zoom bombing incidents where an unauthorized person intrudes on a video call, and more than 110 phishing attacks where a deceptive message tricks a user to let hackers into their network. Recent attacks also come as schools grapple with multiple other challenges related to the pandemic. Teachers get sick and there aren't substitutes to cover them. Where there are strict virus testing protocols, there aren't always tests or people to give them. In New York City, an attack this month on third-party software vendor Illuminate Education didn't result in canceled classes, but teachers across the city couldn't access grades. Local media reported this outage added to stress for educators already juggling instruction with enforcing COVID-19 protocols and covering for colleagues who were sick or in quarantine. Albuquerque Superintendent Scott Elder said getting all students and staff online during the pandemic created additional avenues for hackers. More after this on Arbitrage State of the Bands Weekend. Stick around.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Royce, listened to any great tunes lately?
Define great.
I mean, just earth-shattering, molding your life type of tunes.
Oh, man. Like, you mean like Neil Young's Old Man?
Neil Young's Old Man would be one of those, yes. And guess where you can't listen to it now?
Where?
Spotify.
Okay, why?
It stems from a problem with Neil. It's the Rockstar's protest over the streaming service airing Joe Rogan's podcast, which apparently airs some differing opinions about COVID-19. And yeah.
So a difference of opinion is forcing us, Spotify is forcing us to not listen to Neil Young, or vice versa?
Well, I would say that it's kind of a moot point. Who's forcing who?
So it's a standoff, but he wants his music gone.
But yeah, I mean it's done. Well, it wasn't really. It's not really clear when it's going to be taken down, unfortunately. But if you ask me, the point here. First of all, let me say this, okay? We have had different mediums of music, okay? We've had wax cylinders first. Now we had vinyl, 78s and 45s and 33s. 45s, of course, being up in there, and then tape, and then CDs, and now we have streaming, right?
Yeah, streaming is taking over. Like Netflix, the reason Netflix is worth so much, their stock, is because they got in on streaming really early. Being an early adopter really pays.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And for the most part, Spotify is an early adopter of streaming. Here's the unfortunate thing to this, and I want you to follow me for a second here, because Joni Mitchell has talked about pulling her music from Spotify. We've had Meghan Trainor that pulled some of her music from Spotify.
But why? It's like that actually hurts them. It hurts their revenue stream, right? Because I'm like, less listeners means less music rights, which means less payments from ASCAP and BMI. Why would you do that?
Well, it's not necessarily them that hurt, is it? I mean, they've got a lot of their revenue from the music that they've made.
Yeah, but you're hurting your residuals. I mean,
well, yeah, sure.
Me being a musician, I definitely want my residuals.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about Old Man for a second. Old Man is one of Neil's oldest songs, and it was released back in 1972. Old Man was on the album Harvest. If you think about it, his revenue from this thing has been going since 1972.
Yeah, so why ruin a good thing? I'm just saying.
Well,
I do get Spotify's pitch though. Basically, they don't want to be responsible for misinformation, or he doesn't want to be involved with misinformation and having, I guess Joe Rogan having stuff on vaxxers and anti-vaxxers basically leaves a little bit of noise out there. So, I guess I sort of get it, but at the same time, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
And there is something to be said about free press, First Amendment rights, and that sort of thing, too.
Absolutely.
So there's that. But if Neil Young comes to get my LPs in the middle of the night, something might happen.
Man, oh man, look at your life.
Old Man needs to take a look at his life, because he's not getting my records, I can tell you that. More after this on Arbitrage State of the Band's Weekend. Stick around.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably?
It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Play with these picks, traders, on Winners and Losers Recreation Edition. First up in the winners bracket, this winner up 3%, designs and produces toys and consumer products worldwide. The company operates through North America, International, and American Girl segments. It sells its products directly to consumers through its catalog, website, and proprietary retail stores, retailers, including discount and freestanding toy stores, chain stores, department stores, and other retail outlets and wholesalers, as well as through agents and distributors. Mattel, symbol MAT, starts at $21.64 a share. And the first for winners and losers, that's all the winners in this category. So let's go to losers. Losers this week, down 13%. This loser develops, produces, and markets toys, consumables, and electronics and related products worldwide. The company operates through two segments, toys and consumer products, and Halloween. It offers action figures and accessories such as licensed characters, toy vehicles and accessories, dolls and accessories including small, large, fashion, and baby dolls based on licenses, as well as infant and preschool products, private label products, as well as foot-to-floor ride-on products, inflatable environments, tents, and wagons. Jakks Pacific, symbol JAKK, starts at $10.23 a share. Next at 12% down, this loser designs, manufactures, and sells golf clubs and golf balls, apparel, gear, and other products. It operates through two segments, golf equipment and apparel, gear, and other. Callaway Golf, symbol ELY, starts at $27.98 a share. Next at 11% down, this loser, a fitness solutions company, designs, develops, sources, and markets cardio and strength fitness products and related accessories for consumer and commercial use in the United States, Canada, and internationally. This company operates in two segments, direct and retail. Nautilus Group, symbol NLS, starts at $5.07 a share. Here's another loser for you at 10% down. This loser manufactures and sells sporting goods in North America, Europe, and internationally. The company manufactures, imports, and distributes various sporting good brands in basketball goals, archery, indoor and outdoor game recreation, and fitness products. Escalade Incorporated, symbol ESCA, starts at $14.57. And last, at 8% down, this loser designs, manufactures, and markets seasonal and outdoor recreational products for fishing worldwide. It operates through four segments: fishing, camping, watercraft recreation, and diving. Johnson Outdoors, symbol JOUT, starts at $85.69 a share. Winners and Losers is provided for informational purposes only and does not constitute advice in trading. Percentages and stock prices were current as time of recording. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the content of this podcast, but you should seek out the assistance of a licensed professional for investment advice.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But there's a lot more to say. Like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Royce, how much YouTube do you watch?
If it doesn't have to do with gummy bears or making slime or, I don't know. I have daughters and sons, and basically they do crafts on YouTube. So that's what I watch YouTube. What else do you got on YouTube?
Or watching the educational content that Arbitrage Trades puts up almost every day.
Well, I watch that too, but you said basically I was expecting in my leisure.
So I watch a lot of aviation YouTube, right?
Nice. Okay. So what do you got for me?
So, YouTuber Trevor Jacob is in a little bit of hot water with the FAA. What did he do? Well, he staged an aircraft accident. Let's just put it that way.
Yikes. That doesn't sound like fun. That's like, pretending to rob a bank. Don't do that.
Well, he took his plane out, and of course, this plane has tons of GoPros and things like that attached to the wings, attached to the inside of the cockpit. Tellingly, nothing pointed toward the instrument panel. I'll get to that in a moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So basically, he flew out of Santa Barbara County into the mountains of California, and he was shown to have an engine stall, or his engine quit. Let's put it that way.
Ew.
And then he subsequently jumped out of the plane, and the plane crashed, and he floated to the earth on a parachute.
I wonder how much that costs. A stunt like that, just crashing a plane, that has to be pretty expensive.
That particular plane was around $40,000. Let's put it that way. But here's the thing. He had a parachute on, which most pilots will tell you we don't fly with parachutes strapped to our backs. Not only that,
okay.
but he had twin fire extinguishers strapped to his legs.
Oh, wow.
Not only that, he was pointing a selfie stick at himself as he fell out of the stupid plane.
Well, that definitely sounds staged.
There's a lot of stuff online that says this, but the bottom line is that he is in a lot of hot water with the FAA, and they will be investigating this, and hopefully they'll take his license away from him. At least. At most, it is a felony to crash a plane.
Is it really?
Knowingly crashing a plane, understanding that you absolutely meant to crash the plane is a felony, because it could cause injuries to people.
So even into a field, even into a lake, even into the ocean.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
So next up,
Good to know.
Next up on this story,
He got his felony card. Next.
There we go. Elon Jet. Elon Jet tracks Elon's jet.
Oh, you talking about that Twitter guy
on Twitter, and he is holding Elon kind of hostage. Really, this is publicly known data. I mean, you can get this at the FAA website.
All you have to do is know the plane's call numbers, right?
Flight planes and things like that. It's something called ADS-B. Okay,
Wow.
ADS-B is a transponder that basically tells you the aircraft's location, and if you know that, then you can get the position of the aircraft.
Forget Where's Waldo. Where's Elon?
Yeah, he's currently talking about offering this guy an internship.
Hey, hackers get paid a lot of money. If they show promise, they can land very, very nice jobs.
Congrats to this guy. We're going to keep track of him. But for now, goodbye from us, and have a great weekend.
Arbitrage Trade Analytics, LLC, is a privately held market research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics, LLC, is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the content of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to be investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics, LLC, please visit Arbitrage Trade